Okay, so this is our third video involving 1.7, which is homework number 6. That's what I'm trying to prepare you all for, to be able to do homework number 6. And the part that we have not done yet is still called the compound inequalities. So bear with me. I know you see a weird screen for the moment, but we're going to get it normal soon, I hope. Yeah, now you see a piece of paper. And this is probably we probably have 2 more videos worth of 1.7 before we're finished. But let's get down to this compound inequality that we got to deal with. Okay, so then I go back to my trusty pencil over here, pick that pencil, and I start, let me write down the topic here. Compound inequalities. Okay, and here's an example. What does it say? Solve x minus 2. I'm probably going to be only putting one problem on this piece of paper with one practice problem. X minus 2 is less than or equal to 5. Or, and that's where the compound comes in, the word or and the word and, that's what we're dealing with when we mean compound. So it's probably going to take 2 videos to get this compound story out the door. Anyway, here's the first of 2. Equals 1/2 x greater than 6. So it's a compound. It's got 2 pieces to it. It's a compound inequality. So it's pretty normal stuff. You just go down here and solve this inequality. Don't forget, if you ever divide or multiply by a negative number, then you would flip the sign, but that's probably not going to happen here. Plus 2 on the left, plus 2 on the right, plus 2 on the right, and we get x is less than or equal to 7. Okay, that was pretty quick. The word or is going to be there. And on the other side, we have to multiply. We have to multiply the left-hand side by 2 to get rid of this 1/2. And whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. You multiply by 2. And we get x, 2 times 1/2 is 1. So we get x is greater than 12. We didn't multiply by a negative number, so there's nothing to happen with our sign. And here is we got our 2 solutions. That's great. Now, what the worst part of this is that there's a bunch of notation stuff that they really the whole thing is the answer. The word or really should be included, but they're going to have on the answer sheets on a test or in the homework. It's probably going to look one of 3 ways or all 3 ways, because they have this special way of writing that they want you absolutely to know. We talked a little bit about this before, I believe, but it doesn't matter here. We're talking about it right now. One way of saying exactly what we have over here above is to say, here's our solution. X is such that little bar there means such that, x is less than or equal to 7, or x is greater than 12. And that's one way of writing it. So maybe answer B says this, or answer B could say all of them. Here's another way of writing, right? So that's pretty straightforward. All you got to do is put that in x such that, and then you write the exact same thing that you saw there. But here's the more important one. We talked about this a little bit before in video number 2, I believe. We talked a little bit about this, and it's called interval notation. Let me write that down. Interval notation. Not that we're not really worried too much about vocabulary, but here's the name of it, interval notation. But the notation is important, and we had it before. And here's how a way of writing it is that x is less than or equal to -7. X is less than or equal to -7. So that means it goes from negative infinity. I'm sorry, I don't need this, but I could get the eraser, but it's not worth it. Let me just cross that out. We have x should go from negative infinity all the way till 7 and including 7. Less than or equal to 7 means that you can go from all the way back from negative infinity up to 7, including 7. All right, then you put the note, instead of the word or, you put union, that means or. And then on the other side, x could go from 12, but everything greater than 12, all the way to infinity. Whenever there's an infinity, you just put a parentheses or a negative infinity. Why do I put a parentheses by the 12? Because it doesn't say equal here. It does not say equal. It does not say equal. If it doesn't say equal, then that means 12 is not included. It's everything greater than 12. So this is incredibly important interval notation. And the last part of this, let me move my paper up a little bit, if I can. Yeah, I can. And let me show you the last part of all of this, which is a third notation, which is the number line. So the number line, so one was this, the second was this. Here comes the number line. Zeros in between, zeros in the middle of the number line usually. And now what our answer means that way from 7 on, so this is all the negative stuff, but from 7 on, let's go approximately over here is 7, it doesn't have to be exact. From here on, and including 7, so I put a bracket there, and the arrow going to infinity to the left. Everything less than 7, including 7, put a bracket there. Approximately over here is 12, let's say. Over here is about 12. And now I put a parentheses next to by the 12, because 12 is not included, but everything above 12 is included, so the arrow points to the right, going on to infinity. That is the number line. So it could say answer B here, this, could say answer B this, or it could say answer B this, or B could have all three in it. Here comes your practice problem. Here, I'll call it problem number 2. And here comes your practice problem. What if you have 1/4 y is less than -1, or 3 plus y is greater or equal to 5? Practice that. It should be pretty close to what you've just done. And this was, I believe, we're in the middle of video number 3 for 1.7. We got probably one more video to go for 1.7 and homework 6. This is what we're trying to prepare for, to get that homework done as much as possible, to give as much foundation as we can for that homework problem. So at this point, I sign off. You'll see the picture linger a little bit longer while I sort of get out of here.
Are you actually giving the lesson, Danny, or are you quiet off the lesson? Can I talk to you now or not? What's it called? Hyman Street, Danny? Dan? Hyman Street? Dan? Dan? Danny, can I talk to you?
No.
I don't know what to call the other side. What's the name of the people?